Hi, this is Steve from SewingGold.com, and we were going to do a timing video on this Juki DDL-8100eH. This is the more heavy-duty 8100 with the extra-large hook assembly. Okay, so the first thing we're going to want you to do is remove the presser foot, remove the plate, and the feed dog. Okay, Alberto, can you start doing that? So I'm going to pause this while he's taking apart this, and I'll show you the feed dog also when he's done. Okay, so we also took the needle out. So the feed dog is not the easiest thing to take off sometimes for people. You want to get that plate off there. I'm going to move that plate. There we go. So those screws, what we're going to do is we have a screwdriver. It's a very thin, long screwdriver. Alberto, go ahead. And basically, it's not, like I said, it's not the easiest, but if you have the right screwdriver, then it's pretty easy to take these off. And just make sure you don't drop those screws. Okay, so we're going to take that off. I'll pause it and come back when that's off, and then we're going to show you what the timing is supposed to look like. Okay, so this is what we want the machine to look like when we're going to retime it. Okay, nothing's there. We're going to put a needle back in just to show you what the timing looks like when it's good. And then we're going to mess this machine up and then retime it on video. So what I need you to understand with these needles is that there's that little groove. If you see that little groove at the bottom of the needle, that little groove, Alberto, can you hold the needle? And then I can actually explain the groove itself. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in on this so you can see. If you see at the bottom of the needle there, that little groove goes to the right. Okay, so turn it a little more back toward me. Good. So that little half moon cutout, little concave thing right above the eye of the needle always goes to the right, and make sure your needle is all the way up when you put it in. Okay, so Alberto's going to put the needle back, and then I'm going to show you where the hook and the needle line up. But then we are going to knock this machine out of time. We're not going to do the needle bar timing right now. We're going to just do the hook timing. Okay, and the hook is this large piece here. That's your hook. Okay, so now I'm going to try and be really steady and zoom in on this. Hold on one second, Alberto. Okay, so now you're going to see where the hook comes across. Go ahead. Go the right way. Go real slow. Go slow. Now stop. Okay, so now if we look at this, I'm going to see if I can get really close on this. Okay, so now if we look at the timing on the video, do you see how close the hook assembly is to the hook? Alright, so now if we push on the needle here, you can see it. There's very little room, but you don't want it touching. Okay, so there's very little room. It's going to move a little bit. Now, I'm going to move a little bit. I'm going to pause the video for 1 second, go on the other side so you can see where it's picking up where the eye of the needle is. Okay, so now I'm going to show you where it's crossing the path of the needle. And you can see that it's picking up right above the eye of the needle. So it's going right above the eye of the needle, and now you see the needle coming on its way back up. And okay, so do that one more time. Make a full revolution. And go really slow again. Needle goes down. And so we're timing it with the needle coming back up. Needle's coming back up now. And then crossing right above the eye of the needle. Okay, I'm going to pause it and I'm going to show you one more view. Okay, so now I'm showing you a view how far the needle is going to come into the hook assembly. So you barely, so I'm going to zoom in on this again. In this one I'm going to show you how easy it is to tell. Go out one whole revolution again, Alberto, keep coming until it goes at the lowest point. Alright, right there's the lowest point. Now, the really easy way to tell on this 8100eH is actually the needle bar itself. So if we look at the needle bar, I'm looking really close, there's two lines. You can barely see that top line. So you got that one line there that you could see really easy in the video. Let me zoom in a little more. And then there's a line right above that. Okay? So you shouldn't have to mess with your needle bar timing. More than likely it's just the hook. But if you notice that you don't see those two lines, and sorry for shaking, it's just I'm really close up on it. If you don't see those two lines on your needle bar, so let me go back out so you can see with the needle bar, that's your needle bar, there's your needle in there, and that's the needle bar, and there's those two lines. So at the lowest point, the top line that is barely visible is coming down. You see it there? So it's barely visible. Okay? All right. So what we're now is, Alberto, put the machine down. Sorry. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do hook time. We're going to retime this hook. So now loosen the screws and just totally mess up the hook assembly. So now we're gonna actually loosen the screws on this and mess up the timing. So if you're like breaking needles, you're going to loosen these screws to actually time the machine, but we're going to mess it up right now. Or if you're skipping stitches, these are the screws that you're going to have to loosen. Is it just the two, or is there more than two screws?
Three.
Okay. All right. All right, so now our hook is totally messed up, obviously. So now we're going to go about retiming the machine. So the needle bar, we don't have to do anything with the needle bar unless, like I said, there's something wrong where you don't see those two lines. So now with the hook timing, you're just going to put it back exactly where I showed you in the start of the video. Okay? So Alberto's just going to line it up. He's just eyeballing it. He's not measuring anything. So he's just going to line the hook up. So you have to, of course, make sure that it's lined up side to side, and also it's lined up where the needle is coming across the eye. So he's just turning it until he gets to one point. So now he's going to tighten the screw just a little bit. Okay, just a little bit, so he can move it on the shaft still, but he could also get it where he could turn it a little bit. So he's going to just barely tighten this. All right, now stop for a second. I just want to show them. So we're not timed, of course, right now. If we look at it where it is right now, turn it. You see, we're hitting that. We're below and we're hitting it. Okay. So he still has to loosen or move. Go ahead. Can you do it with me? The video right here. So what he's doing is he's tapping the hook a little bit because he screwed it in a little bit. It's a little tight. He just wants to make the room side to side. So he's moving it to the right. Still not timed properly. He's just going to keep tapping it. So like I said, he tightened that screw a little bit, so this thing's not going to totally spin. And it's sort of hard for him to do this with me in the way, but so what he's doing there is he's making it closer. He's actually, keep the screwdriver there for 1 sec, Alberto. Put it there. So what he's doing there is he's moving it closer. He's pushing on that hook a little bit and prying it. Because we screwed that one screw down, he's trying to make it closer to the hook. It's timed now? Mm-hmm. Okay. So, like I said, there's no measurements now. So we knocked it out of time, and now he timed it. It was that quick. But that's because he knows what he's doing. So we're still a little too far away. So now he's going to move it a little bit again. So with that screwdriver, he's prying it a little bit. You see it moving there? Okay, so now, if I do the same thing I did before, oh, we're hitting a little bit. See, now we're hitting the hook. So now he's going to have to tap it again, going that way. I'm sorry, you can't see where I'm pointing. He's going to have to tap it. So what he's doing now, he takes the butt of the screwdriver and taps it a little bit. and then we'll check it again. And we see you have that little itty bitty space. Okay? So if I move the needle, about the same space we had in the start of the video. Okay? And then if I looked side to side here, and he turns the hand wheel, we're just above the eye of the needle. Okay? Alright, go ahead, Alberto. So now he's just going to confirm what he's got here, and then he's going to tighten the screws. Now, if you do this, and let's say you put the needle, the hook coming across the needle a little too high, and it's skipping stitches for you, just readjust. Put it a little lower. But don't mess with that needle bar height unless you have to. So we're just adjusting the hook with those 3 screws. Once we get that done, we're going to put everything back together. And you could time this with the feed dog on there if you really want to. We're just doing it so it's easier to see in the video. Okay, so now he's tightened all the screws and he's retimed the machine. So we're back to where the machine is, like when you got it from the factory or you got it from us. Okay, so now we put the machine back together. The first thing you're going to want to put on is the feed dog. So Alberto, go ahead and just start putting it back together. Remember, keep an eye on all those screws you've got. Make sure the machine's off. If I didn't mention that already, make sure the machine's off. You don't, especially if you have a servo motor and it's silent. You don't want to sew on your fingers. So when he's done putting the feed dog on, I'll come back. All right, so now we have the feed dog back on, but what we want to do is we don't want to tighten the screws fully. The reason being is we want to make sure that the feed dogs don't touch the plate. So we're going to put the plate on now. Once we screw the plate on, then we want to tighten the feed dog screws. Because if you hear like a metal on metal noise, you know that the feed dogs are not centered properly on the plate. These screws are sort of a hassle unless you have like a screwdriver with a little angle on it. We're just using a standard screwdriver. We're just used to it. Alright, so now we're going to tighten those feed dog screws and just making sure that the feed dog stays centered. And like I said, you'll know when you turn the wheel if you feel any resistance or if you hear anything. You just have to readjust. Okay, so now turn the hand wheel, make sure we're not touching anything. Okay, we're good. Alright, so next thing, of course, put your foot on. What I do want to mention is if you had to do the needle bar timing, you're basically going to pop this rubber stopper off. So this one comes off. If you could take that off, Alberto, just so I could show the screw. Alright, so now, can you turn the needle, I may have to actually turn a light on here. Turn it, keep going. Can't really see any, hold on one second, let me get this lined up. Go. Okay, yeah, you know what, I cannot see it just because I need some light. I can't turn the light on in the middle of the video. So basically there's a screw inside there, and that's the screw that you would adjust the needle bar height with if it's not lined up with those 2 lines that we were discussing earlier in the video. And I'm sorry you can't see it because I didn't have the light on in the middle of this the video. But that's the plug that you would take off to time the needle bar. And like I said, the needle bar timing is very, very easy because of those 2 lines. Okay, so put your machine back together, stitch it off. If you're skipping stitches, you still may have to refine that timing on your hook a little bit, but now you know where it belongs on this DDL-8100eH.